Hey, Negro.
Hi, Negro. Hi, guys. I'm Taylor.
I'm Jalen.
And this is Jay and Tay. And this week we're talking about sexism, specifically Serena Williams at the U.S. Open.
So for those of you who don't know, this past weekend, the U.S. Open final took place in New York City. The U.S. Open final took place between number 16, Serena Williams from the United States, and number 7, Naomi Osaka from Japan.
And in this, Serena witnessed a lot of sexism in a lot of it, honestly. She got 3 code violations. The first one was a warning, which was
for coaching.
Yes. And then the second one was a point, which was for breaking her racket. Then the third code violation was for talking back to the umpire. Like, I say it that way because it's a question if it was really talking bad or just being frustrated. In my eyes and many other people, it was just frustration that she was letting out. So she didn't deserve the game, but the game violation. But to the umpire, I guess he was hurt by it, which is bizarre because he's definitely heard worse from male athletes. I
just feel as if you're going to be a referee or umpire, whatever you're going to call it, in professional sports, you have to be aware that, you know, for as good as these athletes are, they are human. They do get frustrated when they're not on their A game or when they're not performing how they want to perform. And they also get frustrated when you make bogus calls like that. You gave Serena Williams a coaching violation in a Grand Slam final, and she wasn't even being coached. At least not to her knowledge, she wasn't being coached. Then you give her another code violation for smashing the racket,
which she got a point for. A point taken from her.
And that happens. You see men smash their rackets all the time, but nothing ever happens to them.
They're just gonna find out.
Like, I scrolled past a tennis game one time. It was the French Open. I was watching Rafael Nadal, and he tore his racket up, and nothing happened. He tore it up.
Yeah, no. And not only did she get a violation, she got a point taken from her for it. She also got.
So she started the next set down 15.
15, but not only that, she also received $17,000 in fines for breaking the racket and getting coaching, and for her third code violation, which was
talking back to the umpire, which wasn't. I mean, okay, she was talking back, but it wasn't she was talking.
She wasn't cursing at him. She called him a thief. I'm sorry, but
he did steal a point from her.
He stole a point from her. So, like, if I'm calling someone a thief, am I gonna be like pissed at you? Yes, but like, does that mean you should take a game from me? And the biggest, like,
I'm just saying, I don't understand why you take a game from a professional player in a Grand Slam final. And for 2, how are you going to be an umpire and you don't have thick skin?
And then also, how are you going to be an umpire and not recognize that this is like the first time she's really gotten all these violations in a row? Obviously, she knows what she's doing. She's Serena Williams. Like, she's one of the greatest athletes of all time. This is what she has 23 titles underneath her belt. So she knows what she's doing. She's very successful. So for you to come like do violation after violation after violation is actually it's really ridiculous.
It's excessive.
It's excessive. It's ridiculous, especially when you're umpire for male athletes and you don't give them the same treatment.
So in the immediate aftermath of this match, obviously it's all over sports media, but one thing that was shocking to say the least was an Australian caricature. It was an Australian cartoon artist made a depiction of Serena Williams, the chair umpire, and Naomi Osaka in an Australian newspaper.
And basically, he made Serena Williams look like a savage, like an animal. Like, it reminded me of old depictions of black people in
Jim Crow pictures.
Jim Crow, 1950s. Before that time,
it was bad.
It was disgusting. He made Serena look as if she had no morals, no train of thought, anything. He made her look like a crybaby with big lips, really dark skin, like overly large. And then he depicted Naomi as white with blonde hair.
Where Naomi
is
casted her off to the side.
But no, he tried to make her white
Not even that. It just seemed like he forgot that that she's an African. Well, not really African.
I think he purposely tried to make her white. That's my belief. He purposely tried to make her white, and to say that white people are on top. White people do, because even the umpire, he's not like white. You know what I mean? He's still he is of another ethnicity.
So I think I don't even know what the cartoon artist was trying to do, but in my interpretation of it, it seemed like he put so much focus on Serena that he kind of just regulated Naomi to a background in the cartoon. Like, but she's the Grand Slam champion. Show her some respect and depict her.
But that's what I mean. Like, she should be of her ethnicity,
which is
Haitian Japanese.
Haitian Japanese.
Like, she is. This is the biggest title for Japan right now. Honestly, it's the first time Japan has a Grand Slam title. So to not even give her the credit is absurd and appalling. And he did this, and he says that it's not a racist comment, but it is.
He says it's not a racist comment?
He made comments and said it's not a racist comment.
Okay.
Which is stupid. Because it is. Like, if you look at it, we'll put it up on the screen, and you look at it, it's disgusting. So, to say that it isn't racist is stupid. And then J.K. Rowling responded and was appalled by the comment, because J.K. Rowling's a very, very large feminist, and to her it was such a disjustice to Serena to depict her in such manners.
This isn't even the first time that she's come to Serena's defense. There was a couple years ago, back when Serena was trying to complete the calendar year Grand Slam. Mm-hmm. Somebody, like, immediately after the Wimbledon final, somebody said that Serena looked like a man, and J.K. Rowling was quick to take to Twitter and Instagram and posted a picture of Serena Williams in like a stunning red dress, and said her comment was, "If this is what a man looks like, then I think I'm gonna go tell my husband to go put on a dress right now."
Honestly, so J.K. Rowling got our backs, y'all. But also, this isn't the first time Serena's faced discrimination and prejudice in tennis.
I don't think it'll be the last one.
And it's certainly not the last. A couple months ago, she received backlash, was banned from wearing her catsuit to the French Open. The
French Open management staff, the president said that she could no longer wear,
because it was disrespectful.
She could no longer wear her catsuit, that she wore to the French Open, that she played in at the French Open, because it was not to code. But the problem is that Nike, her apparel brand that sponsors her and gives her gear for her matches and all that, they specifically designed it to help her deal with her blood clots that she's been having, that have only seemed to have gotten worse since she's had her child Alexis.
Exactly, and the president even said that he's tired of the disrespect, but women have worn worse, specifically white women have worn worse to a French Open. So, Mr. French Open president, I don't know your name, but what you doing, boss? Because honestly, if anything, Serena's catsuit was so conservative, it covered up every area of her body, and just because she's a little cakey in other areas doesn't mean crap. She got a little drunk in the trunk, if you know what I'm saying. Her man's happy. Her man's is happy, so just because you ain't happy don't mean that she can't wear her catsuit and be healthy and survive.
That's all we can say about that one, to be honest. I think you killed that point.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think she killed that point, y'all. To wrap it up, in all honesty, this is something that has been going on for a while. Serena has dealt with racism, discrimination, sexism since her career began.
Obscene amount of drug testing, like.
When her and Venus were younger and just starting their careers, they went to play a tournament at Indian Wells in California, and they experienced so much discrimination against them because Venus had to withdraw from a match based purely on the fact that she was suffering from, I think, a bad case of tendinitis. So the crowd was extremely displeased. They believed that Richard Williams forced Venus to throw the match so that Serena could advance to the final. Like, I'm pretty sure that's not the case, but you roll with it. But moral of the story, this isn't the first time that Serena has dealt with this. It more than likely will not be the last time.
And Serena's just doing a lot for us women, specifically us African American women. She continues to fight, and I can only applaud her and be in awe and aspire to be just like her one day, because even though Serena knows the consequences that she's facing, she never stops the fight for us.
I'd even go on to say that she's an icon to the black community, period.
Not because she's a tennis player and she's one of the greatest athletes, but because of what she believes in and how she supports us as a community.
I just think she has this beautiful, raw determination that you don't see in many athletes. It's something that, you know, one of my favorite basketball players of all time is Kobe Bryant. I think everybody knows that.
Mm-hmm.
And Kobe is probably the most determined athlete to ever have walked the earth.
But in my opinion, Serena beats him. Nothing stops Serena from performing or from saying what she believes in. She will constantly stand for what's right in her eyes.
People are just afraid to challenge Kobe. Kobe just got what he wanted.
That's true. Alright guys, that's it for today's episode. Please
like and subscribe and let us know what you want us to talk about next.
leave a comment down below and maybe we'll read it and comment back and tell us what you think about this week's video, and there's more to come next week. So, J and Tay out.